It's been a really interesting experience. I've enjoyed it very much. It's unusual. I've never done anything like this before, so it's been a kind of experience for me as well. And I wondered at first whether or not I would really know what to do silent movie wise, but yeah, it was a challenge. It's been good.
And you normally work with MA students at the Northern Film School.
Yeah, I do.
So what's the difference between working with MA students and our 15 and 16-year-old girls?
Some of these are better. There's a truth. I've been really impressed with the two scripts that I was given to read. They've obviously taken on board a lot of the things that I said last week. They've thought very clearly about their stories, about their character, about the narrative, and about visualising it. And to be honest, I thought the scripts were at extremely high standard, and I'm not lying when I say that they are better than some scripts that I've read from MA students. The two girls particularly who've been involved with the writing, Hannah and Becky, I think they're good. They've got a future if they stick at this.
And the main approach you've been taking in working with them has been very much like the way you would work at the film school.
Yeah, I'm not into trying to impose or force an opinion upon students. I'm more interested in saying, look, this is how I think this character would function, this is how I think you need to think about visualising this, how to make this storytelling, because telling a story for a screen is very different to telling a story in any other kind of form. You've got to try and make it visual, but you've got to give the audience visual keys and clues as to what the narrative is telling. So it's been good. They've worked very hard.
And what's left parting words that you'd like them to take away at the end of your 2 weeks of working with them?
Just to enjoy it, really, because there's no point writing, directing, acting, or getting involved in film of any kind unless you actually enjoy it. And I get the impression that they really are enthusiastic, they have enjoyed working with me. That's the impression I get. I hope that's the case, I'm sure it is. But just to enjoy it, really, because it is entertainment at the end of the day. And if it doesn't entertain you, my idea is if it doesn't entertain you first, then it's not going to entertain an audience.
When did you start writing, actually, Paul? When did you get interested in screenwriting?
I've always written. I started writing stories when I was 10, 11 years old. And I ran my own theatre company when I was 20, 21. Then I ran my own theatre and education company when I was in my early 30s. So I've never known a time in my life when I wasn't actually writing something, but it was only when I got into my late 30s that I took the step to actually go into the writing full time.
And who were your inspirations when you were young?
Oh, epic movies. Really, the big great movies that I saw: El Cid, Spartacus, The Great Escape. You know, these were all the big influences in my life. I remember telling my mum after watching a movie like that, Shane, or some big cowboy western thing, that was what I wanted to do one day. It just took me an awful long time to get around to do it.
Superb. It's been a pleasure having you over. It's been wonderful.
I have
Thank you
enjoyed
very
it.
much.
I just want to make sure I get an invite to the screening.
You'll be there.